And back here at Gene McBee Court, it's time for the second half of our girls and boys doubleheader as the host squad in Summertown trying to get over their most recent loss of the year. That was on Tuesday on the road at Rogers. They will take on their rivals from just a few miles down the road in the Lawrence County boys. AJ Good here on the X Sports Network, bringing you this exciting action from a packed house here at the Nest at Summertown. Coming into this game, the Wildcats at 7-1 on the season. Came off their first loss this past year again at home against Columbia Central on Friday. Overcame that on Tuesday against their rivals from the other side of Lawrence County and Loretto. Got a big win there to improve to 7-1. Summertown coming into this game 10-1 on the season. Once again, that first loss coming on Tuesday on the road at Rogers, Alabama. The back half of a double header as they played on the road at Fayetteville City. Big win there. Gavin Burleson coming up with 45 points to lead the Eagles to a win. And then the next night on the road at Rogers, couldn't get all the shots to fall on that one. They lost 69-61, but it's high school basketball. They play 30 games within a season. A lot of stuff can happen. The loss is going to eventually happen. Both sides have found out about that after hot starts here to the 2021-2022 season. Taking a look at the starting lineups for both sides coming into this one for Lawrence County. It's going to be Alex Carr, Kate Schultz, Elijah Reynolds, Harrison Hagan, and Luke Boswell. One of their original starters, the other senior on the squad, Charlie Brewer, hurt his shoulder against Columbia Central last Friday. He's had some tests done so far. He is out of the sling. He's at the end of the lineup line here. He will not be playing tonight, trying to rehab that shoulder so he can get ready to go maybe by the time they play at the Richland Holiday Tournament after the Christmas break. On the other side for Summertown, their starters are going to be Harrison Gobble, Jake Smith, Gavin Burleson, and Caden Trotter, and also back into the starting lineup and back into the game after missing Monday and Tuesday, Grayson Burleson. They didn't need him on Monday, probably needed him on Tuesday. He's back into the starting lineup, and that's going to bring a lot of intrigue into this one. We are expecting a high-scoring affair between these two sides here tonight. Both sides like to get up and down the court, like to have a lot of fun, like to press. So this one could end up in the 80s for both sides. Don't know what the over-under would be, but I would definitely put it at total points at 160, maybe 150 for this one. As AC/DC ringing throughout the Nest here as we're introducing the starting lineup here for the Eagles. The 10-1 Eagles. As there's Grayson Burleson just back into the lineup after missing Monday and Tuesday. Hurt his ankle in a shoot-around on Sunday night. Here's Harrison Gobble now introduced here for Summertown. I'd like to thank all of you watching us on YouTube, Facebook, and checking us out on our many X Sports radio networks. Lawrence County going to be wearing their gold jerseys trimmed in purple with white numerals trimmed in purple. And for Summertown wearing their white uniforms trimmed in blue, blue numerals outlined in black. As both starting lineups have been introduced, we are ready to renew a rivalry. They played last year in a fanless Ralph right on New Year's Eve. That was the first meeting between the two since 2016. And now we are back out ready to play here. The rivalry will be renewed here at the Nest. First time these two have met up in the Nest in quite a while. Harrison Hagan, Gavin Burleson now going to tip things off. This one goes to Lawrence County. Kate Schultz comes down with it as he crosses the timeline for the Wildcats. Schultz hands it off to Harrison Hagan over to Alex Carr.
This is the X Sports Network.
Schultz on the baseline. Schultz steps back but sends it back to Carr at the wing. Carr drives into the paint. Fadeaway floater. That one's up and in. Alex Carr continues his hot starts here in the first quarter. This one almost stolen away. Caden Trotter comes up with it. Harrison Hagan intercepts it. Hagan sends over to Kate Schultz. Schultz, jumper just inside the three-point line, and he rattles it home. Just like that, a quick 4-0 lead here for the Wildcats. Harrison Gobble gets the inbounds. This one's stolen away by Alex Carr. Carr ahead quickly. Sends it over to a wide-open Luke Boswell, and Boswell gets a quick 2 points, and Wes Long has seen enough. Just 40 seconds in, he calls his first time out of the game. Lawrence County leads this one 6-0. With that, we'll take a short break as well here on the X Sports Network.
Being raised in Tennessee, we believe in the importance of family and community. Creating a positive experience at our family-owned and operated business is one of the ways we share that belief.
Being in an accident can be extremely stressful. When it came time for my repairs, Mashburn's made it easy.
I am lucky to have a wonderful company in my community like Mashburn's Collision Center. It's reassuring to know.
And back here at Gene McBee Court, Lawrence County out to a quick 6-0 lead, just 47 seconds into the game. Press put on here by the Wildcats. Summertown, so quick passing as Gavin Burleson gets across the timeline. Being trapped here. Burleson now sends it over to Jake Smith. Smith to Harrison Gobble in the corner. He's going to try a three. Back iron, no good, and Alex Carr comes down with the rebound. Ahead here quickly is Carr. Sends over to Kate Schultz. Schultz dribbles. And now he's going to bring it out near the Summertown logo. They're going to set up the play. Down low to Luke Boswell. Boswell back out to Schultz. He's going to try a three from the corner. Front iron, no good, and Grayson Burleson comes down with the rebound. And Burleson now lobs ahead to Gavin across the timeline. Gavin now dribbles, spins, sends it to an open Caden Trotter, and Trotter gets that one to go. His first points of the game, first points for Summertown. It's a 6-2 Lawrence County lead. Carr ahead quickly, drives, dishes out to Schultz. Schultz fakes the three-pointer, tries the jumper. Front iron, no good, and Jake Smith comes down with the rebound. Ahead quickly to Gavin Burleson. Gavin makes a move down the baseline, loses it, and this one's going to go to Lawrence County. Couldn't control the ball there. It's a third turnover against the Eagles. 6:09 remaining here in the first quarter. Alex Carr ahead quickly across the timeline. Guarded by Jake Smith. Drives. Layup. Scoop shot up and in. Carr's got 4, and the lead's out to 6. 8-2 for Lawrence County. Grayson Burleson ahead quickly. Drives. Goes up. Loses it. And this one is going to stay off the shoulders of Luke Boswell with Summertown. Gavin Burleson going to take it out of bounds. And lobs it in for Jake Smith. Smith now in the Burleson in the corner for 3. Back iron, no good, and this one's going to get tipped out to Cade Schultz. Schultz now sends over to Carr. Carr drives, goes up, under, and gets that one to go. 3 for 3 from the field. He's got 6 points. Lawrence County leads at 10-2. 5:35 remaining here in the first quarter. Jake Smith ahead. Sends it to Gavin Burleson. They said he was over and back. That's the 4th turnover against the Eagles, and Lawrence County is going to get the ball back as Luke Maddox, Blake Long, and Logan Boswell check into the game, as well as Jacabri Stevenson. As Maddox crosses the timeline here, sends it over to Blake Long. Long now over to Luke Boswell. Hands it over to Logan Boswell. Over to Stevenson. Over to Max in the corner for 3. Front iron, no good. Gavin Burleson comes down with it. Ahead quickly is Gavin. He gets trapped on the sideline. Skip pass over to Jake Smith. Comes inside. Tries a jumper. Front iron, no good. Off the hands of Cole Campbell, who just checked in. But they're going to say it goes out of bounds off of Lawrence County. Staying in possession with Summertown as Cole Campbell just checks into the game, takes it out of bounds. Campbell now in the corner to Jake Smith over to Gavin Burleson. Fakes a 3, steps back to shoot it, and he hits it. His first points of the game. And the lead's down to 5, 10-5. Quickly ahead. Logan Boswell goes up. Layup no good. Blake Long's there. Can't get it to go. Long gets it back. Throws it up. No good. Luke Boswell comes down with it. Goes up. And he's going to get fouled on the floor. First foul against the Eagles in this one. And this one's going to go against Harrison Gobble, his first. As now Grayson Burleson going to check into the game. And that shot is no good. And here quickly, Gavin Burleson loses it. And coming up with it, goes out of bounds, and it is going to go to Summertown. Same went off of Lawrence County. A lot of bodies diving on that one. 4:36 remaining here in the first. Gavin Burleson has it, and they say travel. 5th turnover against the Eagles, and the Wildcats are going to get the ball back. Ahead quickly, here's Luke Maddox. And now Maddox gets the rebound, goes up, front iron, no good. And now being trapped is Gavin Burleson. Jake Smith ahead, now to Gavin. Gavin moving quickly, sends it back over to Smith. Smith at the wing over to Gavin. Thinks about a deep 3, steps back. Now to Smith, long 3-pointer from the wing. Back iron, no good. and Luke Max is going to come down with it. Ahead here quickly to Logan Boswell. Over to Blake Long. Long out to Boswell. Now down low to Luke Boswell. He's being double teamed, loses it, and coming up with it is Caden Trotter with the steal. Now ahead here to Grayson Burleson. 10-5 Lawrence County lead under 4 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Cole Campbell has it, dribbling at the Summertown logo. Over to Jake Smith. Smith sends over to Gavin Burleson at the top of the key, guarded by Luke Maddox. Now down low to Caden Trotter. Trotter goes up. His shot is no good. Jacabri Stevenson coming down with the rebound, and Caden Trotter is going to pick up his first foul. Lawrence County gets it back, and it looks like the original starting 5 plus TJ Gobble going to check back into the game here. No changes on the other side for Summertown. Alex Carr going to bring it ahead here quickly. He's got 6 points here for Lawrence County. Carr now sends over to Harrison Hagan. Lobs it back over to Carr. Carr dribbles it off of Cole Campbell's feet and picked up by Gavin Burleson. Now Gavin brings it across the timeline, being trapped. Sends over to Cole Campbell. Over to Grayson Burleson. And he loses it. And this one's going to go to Lawrence County. 6 turnover against the Eagles. 3:17 remaining in the first. Wildcats leading the Eagles 10-5. Carr ahead quickly across the timeline. Over to Harrison Hagan. Hagan, skip pass over here to Kate Schultz. Down low here to TJ Gobble. Beautiful pass to Elijah Reynolds. Up and in. First points of the game for Reynolds. Leads out the 7, 12-5. Jake Smith now has it here. And he's going to find Gavin Burleson. Gavin now back over to Jake. He crosses the timeline and gets it over to Gavin. Double team here on the base, on the sideline. Sends over to Jake Smith. Stolen away by Elijah Reynolds. Reynolds now ahead. Over to Kate Schultz. Over to TJ Gobble. Gobble off the glass and in. His first points of the game. And it's a 9-point Lawrence County lead. Ahead quickly, Grayson Burleson. Spins. Fadeaway jumper. Rattles out, no good. Rebound comes out to Alex Carr. Carr spins away from Grayson Burleson. Moving ahead quickly. Carr. Beautiful move up and in. He's got 8 points. And Wes Long is going to call his second timeout of the game. It's a full timeout. Lawrence County leads this one by 11. 16-5. When we return, it'll be the rest of the first quarter here on the X Sports Network.
Are you craving some fresh steak? Striker Steakhouse has a great selection of fresh steak, chicken, and more. Catering options are also available for events such as weddings, holiday parties, and corporate events. We are ready to serve your large group with exceptional food in our party room too. Stop in at Striker Steakhouse for the best steak in Middle Tennessee at 321 Cruz Street, or give us a call at 931-244-74.
And back here at Gene McBee Court, Lawrence County out in front early in this one in the first quarter. 2:26 remaining. Lawrence County leading at 16-5. Half of those points coming off the hands of Alex Carr, leading all scorers with 8 points here so far for Lawrence County. The other 8 coming from Cade Schultz, Elijah Reynolds, TJ Gobble, and Luke Boswell. Summertown called their second timeout there. We've now got 3 left in the game as Grayson Burleson inbounds to Cole Campbell, now to Jake Smith. Now over to the other side to Gavin Burleson, saves it beautiful. Gavin trapped, now sends over to Campbell, over to Jake Smith in the corner. Now back to Campbell. Campbell over to Grayson Burleson. He's going to try a 3. Back iron, no good. Jake Smith comes up with the rebound. Now it's going to try Cole Campbell for 3, rattles out, no good. Grayson can't get it to go. And this one goes to Gavin. Gavin goes up and he's going to get fouled. First foul against Lawrence County tonight. And this one's going to go against Harrison Hagan, his first, team's first. And Gavin going to go to the line to shoot 2 here. Team trailing 16-5, 2:02 remaining here in the first. First free throw rattles out and in. Harrison Gobble now checking into the game for Jake Smith. No changes for Lawrence County. They have struggled a bit at times to shoot free throws so far this year. Next one from Gavin is up, and he hits it. Nothing but net. He's got 4 points. Leads down to 10, 16-6. Alex Carr quickly to Cade Schultz. Now the Carr. Carr dribbles. Sends it over to Harrison Hagan, over to TJ Gobble. He's going to try a 3 from the corner. Rattles out, no good. Gavin Burleson comes down with it. Ahead quickly is Gavin. Moving with speed. Dribbles it off his feet. Stolen away by Cade Schultz. Schultz ahead quickly. Sends it over to Harrison Hagan. Hagan moves across the timeline to Schultz. Schultz drives the baseline, but they're going to say he traveled, so that's the 3rd turnover against the Wildcats. The official who was way behind everyone else made the call there. It was Luke Boswell, Luke Maddox check into the game for Lawrence County. Grayson Burleson now over to Gavin. Gavin moving slowly, picks up his dribble ahead to Cole Campbell, ahead to Harrison Gobble. Gobble sends it over to Grayson Burleson, who saves it from going out of bounds. And Grayson throws that one into the stands as the 9th turnover here against the Eagles here in the first quarter. Lawrence County leads at 16-6, 1:24 remaining here in the first. Alex Carr has it, crosses the timeline for Lawrence County. Carr ahead here to Kate Schultz. Schultz, he's going to try a jumper. And he rattles that one home. He's got 4, leads out to 12, 18-6. Moving ahead is Grayson Burleson, now to Cole Campbell. Over to Harrison Gobble, has an open Caden Trotter. Trotter goes up and almost gets that one to fall, and he gets fouled in the process, so he's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Second foul against Lawrence County here. Couldn't really tell who's going to pick it up here as we wait from the official call. That's going to go against Luke Maddox, his first, team second. Trotter going to go to the line to shoot 2. First free throw from Trotter is up, and no good. Eagles 1 for 3 from the line so far. Both sides struggled in the girls' game to hit free throws. Next one's up, and Trotter hits it. 1 of 2, he's got 3 points. Leads down to 11, 18-7. Even 1 minute left to play here in the first quarter. Carr moving ahead here quickly for Lawrence County. Sends over to Kate Schultz. Back to Carr at the top of the key. Now back to Schultz. Schultz waiting to screen from Elijah Reynolds. Gets it now to Carr. Carr dribbles. Sends it over to Reynolds in the corner. Reynolds down low to Luke Boswell. Goes up, right-handed shot. Can't get it to go. Grayson Burleson's going to pick up his first foul. Team's third. And Luke Boswell's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Boswell almost got that one to go. First free throw from Luke Boswell on its way, and he hits it. He's got 3 points, checking into the game. Logan Boswell, Harrison Hagan, and Jacabry Stevenson here for Lawrence County. No changes.
Since 1986, Southeast Carriers, Inc. has been a fan.
Next free throw from Boswell is up. Front iron no good. Caden Trotter comes out with the rebound, and Maddox picks up his 3rd foul on the over and back. 3rd foul against the Wildcats here in the first half. Maddox picks up a quick 2. 19-7 is the Lawrence County lead. Gavin Burleson now into Grayson. Now back to Gavin. Gavin to Grayson. Grayson ahead slowly, crossing the timeline. Moves ahead, rising to the paint. Throws the floater up, can't get it to go. Luke Boswell comes down with the rebound. And Gavin Burleson's going to pick up his first foul. Grayson so far 0 of 5 from the field. All of them have almost gone in, been pretty close, as Kate Schultz going to check in for Luke Maddox. Harrison Hagan now sends it in to Schultz, and Schultz is going to bring it up here for the Wildcats. Crosses the timeline, and he's going to dribble at the Summertown Logan. Now over to Luke Boswell. Logan Boswell. Now back to Schultz. Now over to Jacabry Stevenson. Over to Schultz. 15 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Schultz now over to Stevenson. Skip past to Harrison Hagan. Now back to Schultz as they play for the final shot. Schultz now over to Hagan. Hagan over to Stevenson. Stevenson back to Hagan. 3 seconds remaining. Over to Schultz. He's going to try 3 at the buzzer. Had a little bit more time than what he thought. He airballs it. So after 8 minutes of play, Lawrence County leads this one 19-7. When we return, it'll be time here for the second quarter on the X Sports Network.
Since 1986, Southeast Carriers, Inc. has been a family-owned and operated business in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. We strive to have updated equipment and technology to make our drivers' job easier. We offer large company pay and benefits with a small company atmosphere. Are you tired of just being a number when you call your current company? Here you will be known on a first-name basis, and all we ask is for you to give us an opportunity to prove that we are different than most trucking companies. For more information, visit southeastcarriers.com.
And back here at Gene McBee Court, time for the second quarter here. Lawrence County leading their rivals at the Nest, Summertown, 19-7 after 1 quarter of play. Leading all scorers so far, Alex Carr, he has 8 points here for the Wildcats. On the other side, leading them in scoring is Gavin Burleson. He's got 4. On the other score so far for the Eagles is Caden Trotter with 3. Cole Campbell gets the inbounds here from Grayson Burleson, crossing the timeline. Now over to Caden Trotter, down low to Gavin Burleson. He goes up and in, gets the foul. And Logan Boswell is going to pick up his first foul of the game. Fourth team foul against the Wildcats. Gavin great there on the low block. 10-point Lawrence County lead. Free throws up, rattles out, no good. Harrison Hagan comes out with the rebound. Kate Schultz ahead here quickly here for Lawrence County over to Jacabry Stevenson. Back to Schultz. Schultz now to Stevenson. He's going to try a three from the wing. Misses everything. Rebound by Gavin Burleson. Now sends it back to Trotter. Back to Gavin to Jake Smith. Back to Gavin. Jake Smith has it across the timeline. He's being trapped here. Sends it over to Campbell. Now over to Gavin Burleson. Skip pass over to Jake Smith. Over to Grayson. Grayson now over to Smith. Smith drives over to Gavin in the corner. He's going to step back and try a three. Corner, no good, but Grayson comes up with the rebound. Grayson now over to Cole Campbell. Straightaway three. Rattles out, no good, and the rebound comes out to Luke Boswell. Good ball movement there, just could not get that one to go as Harrison Hagan crosses the timeline here for Lawrence County. 7 minutes left in the first half. Intercepted here by Gavin Burleson. His layup was blocked away by Harrison Hagan, but he's going to pick up his second foul as the team's fifth. And Gavin's going to go back to the line to shoot two. Lawrence County fans don't like that one. Not much reaction, though, from the Lawrence County bench. Was some body there on the foul. As Gavin goes to the line to shoot two. First free throw is up. Back iron, no good. 1 of 4 from the free throw line here is Gavin. He's got 6 points as Blake Long checks into the game, as well as Elijah Reynolds. Next free throw from Gavin is up, and he hits it. Gavin's got 7. It's a 19-10 Lawrence County lead. Alex Carr crossing the timeline here for Lawrence County over to Blake Long. Long skip pass to Kate Schultz. Schultz over to Elijah Reynolds. Reynolds on the baseline, sends it back to Schultz at the wing. Inside to Luke Boswell, out to Reynolds. He's going to try a three from the wing. And he hits it, nothing but net. Elijah Reynolds not known as a three-point shooter, but knocks it down, leads out to 12, 22-10. And now Blake Long is going to pick up his first foul, the team's 6th there. Got a little bit too much of the body there. 6:35 remaining here in the second quarter. As Jake Smith inbounds to Cole Campbell. Now over to Caden Trotter. Trotter now down to Grayson. Grayson drives, goes up. That one's stripped away by Blake Long. Moving ahead here, Reynolds. Reynolds coast to coast, and he's going to get fouled by Caden Trotter. Trotter picks up his second, the team's 4th, or the team's 5th, I should say. Yep, team's 5th. And Reynolds is going to go to the line to shoot two. Struggled at times from the free throw line, but it has improved in the last couple games. Next free throw from Reynolds is up. Front iron, no good. Now checking into the game, Harrison Gobble and Weston Pig here for the Eagles. Caden Trotter, Grayson Burleson going to take a break here for Summertown. Next free throw here from from Reynolds is up. Front iron, no good, and Gavin Burleson comes down with it. Being trapped here is Gavin, sends over to Cole Campbell. Now across the way to Jake Smith crossing the timeline. Smith gets that one almost thrown away by Alex Carr. That one will go to Lawrence County, 10th turnover against the Eagles. 6:12 remaining here in the first half. Lawrence County leading by 12. Reynolds lobs it into Alex Carr as he crosses the timeline. Sends over to Kate Schultz. Schultz now over to Carr. Carr now over to Blake Long. Skip pass over to Kate Schultz. He's going to try a jumper inside the three-point line. Almost banked it in, but Reynolds comes down with the rebound. Now over to Carr. Carr lobs it to Blake Long, drives the baseline, and gets that one intercepted by Jake Smith. Now to Gavin Burleson. He tries a layup, and we're going to get a block call against Alex Carr as he picks up his first foul. Team 7th, and Gavin's going to go to the line to shoot two again. Happened so fast there. That one could have really gone either way. Joe Wilson, now the official saying because Carr was leaning back is the reason why he got the block call, as Gavin hits the first. He's got 8. Joe Wilson doesn't agree with that one at all. Next one coming up here for Gavin is up front iron and no good. And Reynolds comes up with the rebound. Quickly ahead to Alex Carr. Sends over to Kate Schultz in the corner for three. And they're going to say he hits it. And we got Schultz gets credit for the three-pointer. And now we have some official discussion. This one is going to go, I believe. It does count. And Wes Long is not happy with that. I don't know what the call was. And Wes Long is looking for a discussion. I don't know if a foul was called. I don't know what was called. As Jake Smith almost loses that one. Weston Pitt comes up with it, and too hard there on the play was Cade Schultz. Picks up his first foul, the team's 8th. And Wes Long still looking for a reason why. And they said that one was out of bounds. And Gavin misses that one. Jake Smith going to try a three. No good. Weston Pigg comes up with the rebound. A lot of confusion going on here. And now Lawrence County is going to pick up a foul. Alex Carr is going to pick up his second. There's a lot going on here. And the official score at the table is just as confused as I am up here because there has been no explanation by this officiating crew. They did a very good job in the first game with the girls. And now in this game, it really started midway through the fourth quarter when they started calling a lot of touch fouls. And it has just devolved into mass chaos here in the last 30 seconds. Because they're now explaining that this wasn't a foul in the previous play against Kate Schultz. They said it was out of bounds. But they don't know what happened when Kate Schultz made the three underneath the basket here. As it stands, it's 25-11 Lawrence County. They're asking about the play here, if that was a foul against Kate Schultz, because if it was, it should have been a 1-on-1 for Weston Pigg, and they shouldn't allow the rest of it to happen, which eventually allowed Alex Carr to pick up a second foul. Yeah, now they're telling them that should have been 1-on-1. We saw this happen in the girls' game a couple weeks ago against Hardin County. You can't go back and replay it. They did that. Brian Porter picked up a technical, which he had every reason to be upset about. Wes Long has every reason to be upset about this. So does Joe Wilson. And we just have a mess on our hands. And it's all because of the guys in black and white. Had a mess on their hands. They should have cleared this up. They didn't. They had every opportunity to and didn't. You can't go back and let them shoot the 1-on-1. You just can't do it. I thought I'd already seen that once this year. We're hopefully not going to see it again. And it's not because you don't want Summertown to shoot free throws, but the officials have a responsibility to get the call right when it happens, not go back and replay it. And now we got more discussion coming up here. And he's spending looks like Wes On saying he wants a full timeout to get an explanation of what happened on the Kate Schultz three-pointer when the whistle blew. Yeah, and he's got every reason to be upset. There was a supposed foul call underneath the basket that they didn't call anybody on, and then they called a foul against Kate Schultz, which that was his first. Should have been a 1-on-1. They didn't shoot the free throws. And this is all on the guys in black and white. They allowed this to go into chaos, and Wes Long is stating his case, which he has every right to be upset about. And eventually, at some point, we got to let this one play on. And no one knows what's going on here. And Weston Pigg, if he ever gets this shot, he's going to have a chance to shoot two. Or 1-on-1. I don't know. Who knows at this point? The way this is going, we're going to eventually end up in penalty kicks. So it's going to be 1-on-1 for Weston Pigg. Oh my goodness. Now, you hate to criticize officials. You hate to be that guy. You hate to be anyone that does this. But when you watch people royally mess this up, it's the first one from Pig is up no good. And Reynolds comes down with the rebound. And now the officials. Wait, oh, he just said 1-1 and he missed it. This is, now Jake Smith is going to go to the line. Ja'Gabriel Stevenson checks in for Alex Carr. So that was a makeup for the Weston Pig foul that they didn't give a 1-1, which they can't replay, and that's the second time we've seen this call this year, when Jake Smith misses that one. But coming down with the rebound is Luke Boswell. Ahead the other way, and Reynolds is going to get fouled, and this one's going to go against Weston Pig, and Pig picks up his first. It's a team sixth. Whereas now they're saying it's against Jake Smith. My goodness gracious. So this one's against Jake Smith. He said put his hands up for 1 and 4. And they're saying that one was on the floor. And not a shooting foul. Cade Schultz has it in the corner. Now out to Elijah Reynolds. Now to Ja'Gabriel Stevenson. 14-point lead here for the Wildcats. Over to Schultz in the corner. Down low to Boswell. Out to Blake Long. He's going to try a three from the wing. And he knocks it down. First points of the game for Blake Long. And Lawrence County's leads out to 17, 28-11. Grayson Burleson now over to Harrison Gobble. Now over to Gavin Burleson. Dribbles. Drives. Floater in the lane is up. And he's going to get fouled. In the process, he's going to go back to the line to shoot 2. It's a 19th foul against the Wildcats. This one's going to go against Boswell, his first. And here comes the first one from Gavin. This one is up, and he hits it. 4 of 8 from the line. He's got 9. Trying to make it double digits here and cut the lead to 15. Next one is up, and he swishes. 5 of 9 from the free throw line. As Cade Schultz gets the inbound. Skip pass over to Blake Long, over to Elijah Reynolds up the middle. Now ahead to Stevenson. Thinks about 3, but pulls it down. Now in the corner to Stevenson. Stevenson, the long. Long over to Schultz. Schultz going to try a jumper at the free throw line. Back iron almost rattles home. This one goes out to Cole Campbell, comes down with the rebound, but stolen away. Schultz puts it up and in. And Schultz gets that one to go, and Joe Wilson draws his first timeout of the game. It's a 30-second timeout and a much-needed break from all the chaos in this one. We'll return on the X Sports Network.
Make 2021 the year you refresh your home. And who you gonna call to help? Story and Lee, the Tennessee Valley's most dynamic furniture store, featuring our Made in America galleries with solid wood dining and bedrooms, leather furniture, mattresses, and so much more. You want it? We've got it. With our 3 acres of showroom and our huge warehouse, we're sure to have exactly what you want. And it's all ready to be delivered to your home absolutely free. Just try that anywhere else. We are Story and Lee.
Oh, we're back on the air. Has everyone heard my frustrations I've already voiced? 4:28 left here in the first half. Lawrence County leading 30-13. Cole Campbell now sends over to Grayson Burleson, now over to Gavin to Grayson. And Grayson now over to Gavin. They got to get across the timeline here and lobs it in to Jake Smith. Now over to Cole Campbell. Campbell. Zone put on here by Lawrence County. Trapping zone that Summertown struggled with. Gavin's going to try deep 3. That one's blocked by Luke Boswell. Grayson gets it. Grayson sends it over to Harrison Gobble. Now to Jake Smith to Gobble. Gobble drives now to Gavin Burleson. Gavin drives. Goes up, under, throws it up. No good, but Gavin gets his own rebound, knocks it in. Gavin's got 12, and the lead is cut to 15. And now we got a jump ball situation, and it's going to go to Summertown. Good defense there by Grayson Burleson. 6 turnover against the Wildcats. Cole Campbell now going to take it out of bounds here. Now Campbell. Inbounds here to Grayson. Spins. Right-handed hook shot doesn't go. He cannot get one to go as Blake Long comes up with the rebound. Right here quickly is Cade Schultz. Sends it to Long. Long pass. No pun intended, Elijah Reynolds. He dribbles it off the foot, but Cade Schultz gets it. Schultz down low, Ja'Gabriel Stevenson wide open, rattles home and in. First points of the game for Ja'Gabriel Stevenson. It's a 17-point Lawrence County lead, 32-15. Press put on here as Cole Campbell crosses the timeline. Down to the sideline. Now to Grayson. Grayson His layup is up and in, his first points of the game. And it's a 15-point lead again. Cade Schultz crossing the timeline. Now down low to Luke Boswell. Left-handed hook shot, and he's going to get fouled on the play by Harrison Gobble. Picks up his second. The team's 7th, and Boswell's going to go to the line to shoot 2. 32-17 is the Lawrence County lead. 3:08 remaining here in the first half. First free throw from Boswell's up, and he knocks it in. Boswell's got 4, and Weston Pig checks in for Harrison Gobble. Luke Maddox coming into the game for Cade Schultz. Maddox will be playing with 2 fouls. Next free throw from Boswell is up, and he rattles home both of them. 3 for 4 from the line. He's got 5 points and leads back out to 17. Jake Smith ahead here quickly. Now sends it to Grayson Burleson. Over to Cole Campbell. Campbell back out to Grayson. Grayson over to Jake Smith. Over to Gavin. Gavin's going to try a 3 from the wing. Nothing but net for Gavin Burleson. Cuts the lead to 14, 34-20. 2:50 remaining here in the second quarter. Jacabry Stevenson has it here. Now passes ahead to Blake Long, knocked out of bounds. And it's going to stay with Lawrence County. Blake Long now over to Luke Maddox. Maddox being trapped. Sends out to Jacabry Stevenson. Stevenson crosses over. Now being double teamed. Skip pass to Blake Long. Long. Now sends it too high for Elijah Reynolds, and this one's going to go out of bounds. And it's a 7th turnover against the Wildcats. Summertown is going to come up with the ball. 2:31 remaining here in the second quarter. Lawrence County leading 34-20. Cole Campbell now going to dribble it up here slowly for the Eagles, crossing the timeline. Man-to-man put on here by the Wildcats. Over to Gavin Burleson. Shot up and knocks down the 3. Back-to-back 3-pointers there for Gavin Burleson. He's on fire here. Leads down to 11. Jacabry Stevenson over to Elijah Reynolds. Reynolds pass out to Stevenson. He's going to try a 3 from the wing. No good. Cole Campbell comes up with the rebound. Now ahead here to Gavin. Gavin thought about passing, now coming up quickly. He's going to try another 3. No good. Blake Long. No, it's going to be Jake Smith coming up with the rebound. And Smith is going to get fouled. This one's going to go against Blake Long, his second, the team's 10th. So that's going to be 2 free throws for Jake Smith. So Eagles trying to claw their way back into this one. 1:58 remaining here in the first half. First free throw is up. Rattles home and in. First point of the game for Jake Smith, and the lead is down to 10, 34-24, as Logan Boswell and Cade Schultz checks in for the Wildcats. Next free throw from Smith is up. Front iron, no good, but Weston Pitt comes up with the rebound, knocks it down. His first points of the game, and the lead's down to 8, 34-26. Jacabry Stevenson ahead here. Crosses over, and he's going to get fouled here. And I believe Grayson Burleson's going to pick up his second, the team's 8th. And Stevenson's going to go to the line for the front end of a 1-and-1. Trying to break through the trap and just got his legs tangled there with Grayson. And here comes the front end of a 1-and-1 for Stevenson. This one's up. Back iron, no good. And coming down with the rebound is Gavin Burleson. He goes down the sideline, crossing the timeline. And they're going to call Stevenson on the foul. He picks up his first, the team's 11th of the first half. And Gavin Burleson's going to go back to the line to shoot 2. This will be free throw attempts 10 and 11 already in the first half. It's 5 of 9 from the free throw line. First one's up, and he knocks it down. Next one to hear from Gavin is up, and it's in. He's got 20 points in the first half. And the lead is down to 6, 34-28. Cade Schultz now sends it over to Jacabry Stevenson. Over to Schultz. Schultz at the wing. Throws over to Stevenson. Stevenson now to Logan Boswell, Elijah Reynolds. He drives into the paint. Goes over to Logan. He's going to try a 3 in the corner. Back iron, no good. Coming up the rebound is Logan Boswell. Now send it down to Luke. Out to Logan. Tries a 3 from the same spot. Airballs it. And the foul's going to go against Elijah Reynolds. He picks up his first. The team's 12th of the first half. And the Eagles going to go back to the free throw line again. Joe Wilson not pleased with his team here. A lot of fouls against him as Weston Pigg goes back to the line. He's going to shoot 2. Team trailing by 6. They were down as many as 17 here in the first half. Got some confusion here for Lawrence County. Who should be in the circle and who shouldn't be. Now we get it all set up. Here comes Pigg. His first free throw is up. Back iron, no good. 1:15 remaining here in the first half. Lawrence County leading 34-28. Next free throw here from Pigg is up. And he hits it. Pigg has 3 in the game. The lead's down to 5, 34-29. Schultz now across the timeline, trying to stop this Summertown run. Now over to Schultz. Schultz sends over to Reynolds. Reynolds back to Schultz, over to Stevenson. Stevenson drives the baseline, spins. And they're going to say a foul was called here as Ty Bryan is just checked into the game. And this one will go against Ty Bryan. Picks up his first foul. It's the team's 9th. And Stevenson's going to go to the line for another 1-and-1. Grayson Burleson checks into the game for Ty Bryant. Actually, he's going to check in for Weston Pigg. Here comes the first free throw from Stevenson. This one's up. Back on no good, but Kate Schultz comes down with the rebound. Now to Stevenson. Layup up, and he gets that one to go. Redemption for Stevenson. Leads back out to 7, 36-29. Press put on here. Ty Bryant has it for the Eagles. And sends over to Cole Campbell. He's going to drive the baseline. Goes up. That one's blocked by Reynolds. Grayson Burleson comes down with it. That one's blocked. Reynolds comes up with it and he spins away. And now Reynolds is going to get called for a double dribble. 8th turnover against the Wildcats. 32.8 seconds remaining here in the first half. Grayson quickly had to Jake Smith, now to Grayson. Gets it back to Jake Smith, now to Grayson. In the middle to Gavin Burleson. He's being trapped and stolen away by Elijah Reynolds. Reynolds goes up, layup, and doesn't get it to go, but he's going to go to the line to shoot 2. This one is going to go against Cole Campbell. Campbell picks up his first, the team's 10th. High action back and forth contest between these two. First free throw from Reynolds is up. Front iron no good. He's 0 for 3 from the line. He's got 5 points in the game as Weston Pigg now checks in for Grayson Burleson. Actually, that one went against Grayson Burleson, not Cole Campbell. Grayson now has 3. Next one from Reynolds is up and doesn't get it to go. And Gavin Burleson comes down with the rebound. Now to Jake Smith crossing the timeline. Now to Gavin. Layup up and is in. He's got 22 points and leads back down to 5. Elijah Reynolds now into Kate Schultz. Crossing the timeline, 5 seconds remaining. Almost gets that one stolen away and does. It's going to be Cole Campbell for the layup. That one's up and in at the buzzer. And just like that, plenty of momentum on the side of Summertown. It's a 3-point game here as we got 16 minutes left to play in this one. Summertown leads at 36-33. When we return, we'll have Summertown girls coach Jeremy Jean and Brian Porter up here for our halftime interviews. This is the X Sports Network. And here at halftime, joined by Lawrence County head girls coach Brian Porter. And Brian, back-to-back games, you guys have ran into some really, really girls teams, really, really good girls teams.
We have. You got to give Summertown credit. Man, they've got a great winning tradition. And one thing you know, when you play them, they're going to bring it. And you have to match their intensity. I thought we matched their intensity the first quarter. And then after that, they just kind of punched us in the mouth. And listen, they made a bunch of big shots. Got a really, really good team. We've got to get better. I've got to do a better job coaching, that's for sure, because I felt like we got out-coached tonight, got outplayed. But, again, it's one of those things. It's a before-Christmas game. Find some areas that we've got to get better in, and there's a lot of those that we've got to get better in.
Madison had 13 points there in the first half and really did good there. And I think the theme with this team so far is you're just looking for some consistency throughout 32 minutes.
Man, and that's the thing. I thought Madison had a great first quarter. You know, she kept us in the game, made some big shots. And then it's just like we hit a wall a little bit. We get stagnant offensively. And listen, we didn't get a lot of stops in the second quarter, and we just let that lead go. I think we went up 5 to down like 12, and it kind of snowballs on us, and it's just hard to get back in the game. When you get down to a really good team like Summertown, it's just hard to claw your way out of a double-digit deficit.
How do you guys move on from this? I know you faced 2 really good teams. I mean, you could see them both in a state championship game, but it's not the end of your season. You guys still got plenty of more left to play, including district and region play.
Well, AJ, the thing with sports, I mean, you can tuck your tail and quit, or you can find a way to get better. And that's just the thing about it right now. We've got to get better. I think our kids will, and that's what we talked about in the locker room. What are we willing to do? What is each kid willing to do that's going to make this team better? And that's the things that we have to focus on. And like I said, disappointed the way we played, especially the second, third, and fourth quarter. But again, that falls back on me. I've got to do a better job coaching, and just want to see us compete. And you mentioned the word consistency. Just got to compete and be consistent for 4 quarters. And right now, we're just not doing that. And again, you got to give Summertown a lot of credit. I mean, they're feisty. They play good defense. They've got a great point guard. They've got a great post. They've got kids spotted around that can shoot. And listen, they're just a solid basketball team. They're young, too. And that's the thing. You look at them, they've got 1 senior, really good senior in Burdette, but the rest of those kids are young, a couple of sophomores, a couple of juniors. So they're going to be good for a while.
You guys got a long break ahead of you, I know, here. But when's your all's next games?
We actually go to Sparta. We leave Monday, and so we'll play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We open with a much-improved Warren County team. And listen, we play at 1 o'clock on Monday, and we've got to be ready to go. I mean, if we hang our heads, we'll wind up getting our butts kicked up there as well. So we're going to try to come in Sunday afternoon and try to get better and see if we can get it turned around.
Hey, Coach Brian Porter, thank you for stopping by here.
Yes, sir.
Man,
thank you, AJ. I appreciate. Yes, sir. I appreciate all y'all do to get our athletes some publicity, and so I appreciate everything y'all do, AJ.
As head coach Brian Porter here with us with the Lawrence County girls side, and now getting ready to join us here is going to be head coach Jeremy Jean here for the Summertown girls as he joins us here. Looking quite dapper here. Got this nice shirt and tie combination.
Yeah, try to wear ties at home in district games. So first time up here talking to you in the tie.
Well, Jeremy, 12-0. Your girls played very well this evening. What really clicked for this team here?
Well, I think tonight we rebounded the ball as a team better than we have all year long. They didn't get many second chance opportunities, and that's something we've been struggling with up until tonight. We took care of the ball really well. They're longer than we are. They make us play fast at times, and they'll slow us down. I thought we did a good job of not letting them speed us up too much, and just really, I thought we played pretty well the whole night.
First quarter, I know they got the lead there, but, man, you guys really turned it on there once that second quarter started.
After we missed about 20 shots in the first 3 possessions, I call time. I said, just calm down. Just take a deep breath. They're going to fall. And that's something with this team. Shots are eventually going to fall. That's what happened. We made a few shots, get a little energy going. We stopped trying to zone press them because they're too good for it. They just sliced through us and made open shots. So we made some adjustments, and the kids just stepped up and played.
So now moving ahead, you've seen a lot of improvement out of this team. You're 12-0. Still got a tough road ahead of you guys. Where do you really want to see them improve after this?
I just think we just got to get better at the little things. Meet passes on offense, defensively, not have breakdowns where shooters get open for 3. Because come tournament time, that 1-3 may get us beat and put us in the home. So we just got to get better at the little things and both ends of the floor every night.
What are the next games you guys have coming up here?
We got CA on Monday here, and then we go to Richland the 28th.
28th.
Yeah, we try to take it one game at a time. Yeah, but 28th, 29th, 30th, we'll be at Richland. We're there. Our boys are there. Lawrence County Loretta boys are both there. So we're going in there and open up with Spring Hill on that first night and see what happens.
Jeremy Jean, I'd like to thank you for stopping by here at halftime. Congratulations on going on 12-0 this season.
I appreciate it. Thank you, man.
That was Summertown head girls coach Jeremy Jean there with our halftime interview. 3 minutes before we start the second half, we'll take a short break here on the X Sports Network.
Since 1986, Southeast Carriers, Inc. has been a family-owned and operated.
Make the short drive to Lawson's Clothing, Shoes, and Outdoors, 536 North Military Street in Loretto, Tennessee.
It's time for some straight talk about zero-turn mowers. Husqvarna's zero-turn performance mowers with rugged commercial drive give you high performance and a comfortable ride. Heavy-duty frame and chassis and commercial hydraulics take no punishment. With warranties now up to 5 years and low financing options, there's no competition.
And back here at Gene McBee Court, the sounds of Enter Sandman here as we end halftime. Lawrence County leading the Summertown boys 36-33. Here are the first half stats. Leading all scorers for Lawrence County, Alex Carr, he has 8 points. You got Elijah Reynolds and Luke Boswell each with 5. Jacabry Stevenson with 4. Kate Schultz has 9. And TJ Gobble with 2. On the other side, you got Weston Pigg and Caden Trotter with 3. Jake Smith with 1. Grayson Burleson with 2. And leading all scorers so far is Gavin Burleson with 22. Enter Sandman going throughout the nest here as we're getting ready to restart this game. The original starters for each side are going to start things off as Lawrence County will start off with possession. You heard from the girls' coaches, Brian Porter and Jeremy Jean here at halftime. Looking at the fouls here, no one really in foul trouble outside of Grayson Burleson for Summertown other than Caden Trotter with 2. On the other side for Lawrence County, Alex Carr, Blake Long, Harrison Hagan, and Luke Maddox each with 2 fouls. A lot of fouls in the first half there. Summertown had 10 and Lawrence County had 12. So looking at the turnovers, Lawrence County had 9 in the first half. Summertown had 12. As we're waiting for actually the officials to come out on the court. Guess I didn't hear the 3-minute warning buzzer as they're finally out and ready to play, as one of them was mocking the student section on his way out. I don't think they have any room to be making fun of anybody after that mess we had there in the second quarter. Hopefully that they officiated the girls' game so well, and that what we saw there in the second quarter was an absolute mess. Alex Carr now hands it over to Kate Schultz here. Lawrence County starts off with possession. Schultz now sends it down low. Elijah Reynolds drives the paint, goes up, and can't get it to go. And the rebound goes out to Jake Smith. Smith now ahead to Cole Campbell. Campbell throws it down low to Caden Trotter, loses it, stolen away by Kate Schultz. Schultz coming the other way, spins, layup, can't get it to go. Caden Trotter comes down with the rebound. Jake Smith picks it up. Moving ahead now to Campbell. Campbell drives the baseline layup, is up and in. First points of the game for Cole Campbell. It's a 1-point Wildcat lead, 36-35. Harrison Hagan pulls it down. The Carr, the Reynolds, over to Schultz. Fakes the 3, drives the baseline. Sends it over to Harrison Hagan. 3 from the corner, front iron no good. The rebound comes out to Jake Smith. Now Gavin Burleson has it, crossing the timeline, trying to take their first lead of the game. He drives, and we are going to get a foul here against Elijah Reynolds. He's going to pick up his second, team's first of the second half. There's Cole Campbell. Now inbounds it to Jake Smith, down low to Caden Trotter. Hook shot in the lane, and now we're going to get a foul pickup. Harrison Hagan, Luke Boswell don't know what happened on that one. Caden Trotter's going to go to the line to shoot 2. And that one's going to go against Boswell. They say he came across the arm. Picks up his second foul, second on the team here in the second half. It's Boswell's third. Trotter banks the first. He's 2 for 2 from the line. He's 1 of 2 for 3 from the line. I'm all confused as Boswell actually picked up his third. Trotter. Second free throw, that one's in. Nothing but that. He's 3 for 4 from the line. He's got 6 points. He's got 5 points, excuse me. And the Eagles take the lead, 37-36. Carr now has it here for Lawrence County. Hagan, now to Luke Maddox, now to Hagan. Hagan now to Elijah Reynolds, over to Carr. Carr, layup, goes up, and can't get that one to go, but the rebound comes out to Maddox. Floater in the lane, too hard. Rebound comes down to Kate Trotter. Moving ahead is Cole Campbell, crossing the timeline, spins, sends it over to Trotter. To open Gavin Burleson, and he overthrew him. 14th turnover against the Eagles, and Lawrence County get the ball back, trailing by 1. 6:29 remaining here in the third. Carr crossing the timeline. Trap put on here. And almost gets that one stripped away. Now dribbles out of it. Goes up, pass to Hagan. Hagan's going to try a 3. And he knocks it down. First points of the game for Harrison Hagan, and gives Lawrence County a 2-point, 39-37 lead. Gavin Burleson ahead. That one's stolen away. Elijah Reynolds gets it. Brings it the other way. Euro step up, and that one falls in. Reynolds has 7, and Wes Long is going to call Joe Wilson's going to call a timeout. His second of the game, a 30-second variety. And with that, we'll take a break here as well on the X Sports Network. And back here at Gene McBee Court, Lawrence County retakes the lead, 41-37. 6 minutes left to play here in the third. Summertown has it, breaks the press, but that one's stolen away. Luke Maddox has it. Max floater in the lane, almost makes it in. And this one goes out of bounds, and it's going to go to Summertown. Press put on here by the Wildcats. Gavin Burleson has it. Dribbles ahead now to Jake Smith across the timeline. Smith breaks out to Gavin. He's going to try a three. He knocks it down. He's got his first points of the second half. 25 on the game. It's a 1-point Lawrence County lead. Carr across the timeline. Dribbles. Traps. Gets out of it. Over to Hagan. NBA range three. Front iron no good. Gavin Burleson comes down with the rebound. Burleson now ahead. Since it's Jake Smith, stolen away by Elijah Reynolds. Smith, though, comes back with it. He sends it out here to Cole Campbell. He's going to drive. Layup is up. And in. Cole Campbell gives the Eagles the lead back, 42-41. Carr across the timeline. Drives. Floater in the lane. And it's in. Carr's got 10 points. And the lead goes back to Lawrence County, 43-42. Campbell ahead here to Jake Smith. To Gavin Burleson for three. Front iron over the backboard, and Lawrence County's going to get the ball back. What a back and forth action here between these two rivals. You can feel the tension in the building, just building here so far, no pun intended. Summertown not going to press. Alex Carr going to bring it up slowly here for Lawrence County. Crosses the timeline. Lobs it over to Luke Maddox. Now in the corner to Stevenson. Stevenson dribbles. Long pass out to Carr. Carr dribbles. Sends it back over to Maddox. Maddox now over to Stevenson, driving the baseline. Over to Schultz in the corner for three, and they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. First turnover of the second half, 10th of the game, and the ball goes back to Summertown, trailing by 1, 43-42, 4:28 remaining in the third. Grayson Burleson inbounds to Jake Smith, back to Grayson, driving the sideline. Now sends it back to Jake Smith, crossing the timeline. He's being trapped now to Grayson. Grayson in the corner to Cole Campbell for three. Misses everything off the feet of Caden Trotter, and it's going to go out of bounds to Lawrence County. No press coming up here from Summertown as Harrison Hagan inbounds Alex Carr, and Carr is going to bring it up slowly here for the Wildcats. As he crosses the timeline over to Luke Maddox. Maddox now back over to Carr. Carr over to Kate Schultz. Schultz back to Carr. He drives. Layup is up. Doesn't go. Rebound goes to Caden Trotter. Trotter now to Grayson Burleson. Sends over to Jake Smith. Smith moving that quickly. Gives it to Gavin Burleson. Over to Smith in the corner. And he's going to go into the paint. Sends over to Caden Trotter. Open for two, and Trotter hits it. Trotter's got 7, and the lead goes back to Summertown. 3:35 remaining, 44-43. Carr over to Kate Schultz. Schultz thinks about three, and he's going to try it. Back iron, no good, and the rebound comes out to Cole Campbell. Now ahead to Grayson Burleson. He's across the timeline. Grayson over to Jake Smith. He's going to try a three. Back iron, no good. Stevenson comes down with the rebound. Now a header to Kate Schultz. Easy layup, beautiful transition play there. Schultz has 11. And Lawrence County retakes the lead. Ahead now Grayson. Grayson layup, reverse, no good. Rebound by Harrison Hagan. Hagan now ahead to Jacabry Stevenson. Stevenson goes up, in, and the foul. Stevenson gets the layup, and he's going to go to the line for the and one. This one's going to go against Trotter. He's going to pick up his third as the team's first of the second half. And the Summertown faithful do not agree with that one. It's a close call, could have gone either way, but Stevenson takes advantage of it. Trying to hit his first free throw of the game. No good. He's got 6, and the Lawrence County lead stays at 3, 47-44, 2:55 remaining. Jake Smith in the corner to Cole Campbell. Down low to Caden Trotter. Goes up, can't get it to go, gets his own rebound. That one's blocked away by Logan Boswell. That one gets stolen away. Luke Max ahead. And then we say he's double dribbled. Oh, Joe Wilson does not agree with that one. And he's trying to get his defense set up there. Grayson Burleson now inbounds it to Gavin. Gavin, it looks like an elbow went to Luke Maddox, or maybe he just flopped. It's hard to tell from this angle as Logan Boswell knocks a Cole Campbell pass out of bounds. Luke's not arguing, so I guess a little bit of trying to get an Oscar nomination, I guess. Look good from here. Gavin Burleson now going to inbound it. Sends it in to Caden Trotter. Now Trotter fakes the handoff, goes up. He's going to get fouled, and the foul. He knocks it down, and Trotter's going to go to the line for a chance at the and-one. Stevenson's going to pick up his second foul, the team's third of the second half, and Trotter's going to have a chance to tie it here as Harrison Gobble checking in for Grayson Burleson. And the free throw is up. And it's good. We're all knotted up at 47 apiece here as Weston Pigg checks in for Caden Trotter. Trotter catching fire here in the second half. Trotter has 12. Carr now. Over in the corner, Luke Boswell. Now to Luke Maddox. Now to Boswell. That's Logan Boswell. Now to Alex Carr. Carr gets a screen from Harrison Hagan. Dribbles. Off his feet, but to Jacabry Stevenson. Stevenson now dribbles. Sends it over to Logan Boswell. He's going to try a three for the lead. No. Rebound comes out to Gavin Burleson. Now ahead to Jake Smith. Sends it over to Gavin. Gavin now. Across the timeline. Over to Jake Smith. Smith goes up. Floater in the lane. That one's in. Smith is three, and Summertown retakes the lead. 49-47. 1:45 remaining in the third. Carr across the timeline. Calling for the play. Now over to Luke Maddox. He's going to try a three for the lead, and he does! Luke Maddox knocks down his first points of the game. Lawrence County takes the lead, 50-49. Press put on here. Jake Smith has it across the timeline, being trapped on the baseline. Now over to Gavin Burleson. Burleson drives. Euro step. Reverse land up and in. Beautiful move there by Gavin Burleson. He's got 27, and they retake the lead, 51-50. Carr. Now over to Luke Maddox. Thinks about three, pulls it down, drives and throws it up, and he's going to get fouled. And they're going to say that one was on the floor. This one is going to go against Harrison Gobble. He picks up his third. That's the team's second. This one was on the floor. And now Elijah Reynolds and Kate Schultz going to check in for Jacabry Stevenson and Alex Carr for Lawrence County. 51-50 is the Summertown lead. 1:12 remaining here in the third. Hagan now over to Logan Boswell, out to Kate Schultz. Now to Hagan in the corner for three. He's going to take it for the lead. No good. Reynolds tries to get the rebound. This one is going to stay with Lawrence County. Good hustle there by Elijah Reynolds to knock it off of Summertown. 1:05 remaining here in the third. Kate Schultz now inbounds to Logan Boswell, out to Elijah Reynolds. Reynolds now out to Luke Maddox for three in the lead. Almost. And the rebound comes out to Weston Pigg, and we got a jump ball battle, and this one's going to go to Summertown. Checking into the game, Grayson Burleson and Caden Trotter. Weston Pigg, Harrison Gobble going to head to the bench. 58 seconds remaining in the third. Summertown leading at 51-50. Jake Smith now ahead to Cole Campbell. Campbell sends it out to Grayson Burleson. Grayson now over to Campbell, intercepted by Harrison Hagan. Hagan now to Luke Maddox. To Kate Schultz for the layup. Cannot get that one to go. And now we got a foul called here against Luke Maddox. He picks up his third, the team's fourth of the second half. This game is moving at a frantic pace here. This card now is going to check into the game for Luke Maddox. Maddox with 3 fouls. As now Grayson Burleson brings it ahead with his team leading by 1. Now over to Cole Campbell. Campbell now over to Caden Trotter. Trotter. Now to Cole Campbell. Campbell now to Trotter. Trotter now going to drive. Goes up too hard. And the rebound comes out to Elijah Reynolds. Reynolds now in transition. Beautiful pass to Logan Boswell, up and in, and they retake the lead. First points of the game for Logan Boswell. 15 seconds remaining in the third. Smith across the timeline. Tries to hand it off to Gavin Burleson. Can't. Now finally gets it to Gavin. 5 seconds remaining. Gavin, double team. Gets a screen. Throws it up at the buzzer. Almost knocks someone down off the top of the backboard. And after 24 minutes of play, Lawrence County leads this one 52-51. When we return, get your popcorn ready. It's the fourth quarter here on the X Sports Network.
Carpet.
Back here at Gene McBee Court, the final 8 minutes of play here as Lawrence County, the boys' side, leading Summertown 52-51. An exciting third quarter. We had 10 lead changes in that quarter alone. Alex Carr gets the inbounds here with his team leading by 1 over to Kate Schultz. Schultz now sends over to Elijah Reynolds in the corner. Reynolds skip pass over to Carr, over to Harrison Hagan. He's going to try a 3 to extend the lead. Can't get it to go. Cole Campbell comes down with the rebound. Campbell now add to Jake Smith across the timeline. Smith pulls it down to Campbell. Campbell over to Grayson Burleson, drives the baseline. Reverse layup for the lead, and he gets it. Grayson Burleson's 4th point of the game, and Summertown retakes the lead, 53-52. Now over to Hagan. Hagan over to Elijah Reynolds to Carr. Carr now over to Kate Schultz. Down low to Luke Boswell. Up, cannot get it to go, and the rebound comes out to Cole Campbell. Campbell ahead quickly. Over to Jake Smith. Smith, layup. Cannot get it to go. The rebound comes out to Elijah Reynolds. Reynolds ahead here, 3-on-1. Euro step, layup up and in, and they retake the lead. 54-53 is the Lawrence County lead. 7 minutes left in the game. Smith across the timeline for Summertown. Now ahead to Grayson Burleson, and he did not cross the timeline. That is the 18th turnover against Summertown. Lawrence County has a chance to make it a 2-possession game. And Alex Carr and Elijah Reynolds don't realize where they're supposed to take it out of bounds as they hustle over to the official. Now over to Alex Carr across the timeline. 6:55 remaining. Carr over to Harrison Hagan. Hagan over to Carr. And he's going to dribble it back out near the Summertown logo, setting up the play. Dribbles to his right over to Cade Schultz at the wing. Schultz, now the Carr straight away. Carr over to Harrison Hagan. Now dribbles top of the key, skip past to Cade Schultz at the wing. Schultz now out to Hagan. Hagan to Carr. Carr's going to try his first 3 of the game. Back iron, no good. And it hits the wire above the bucket. And that one's going to go back to Summertown. Now, Grayson Burleson has it here for Summertown. Sends it over to Gavin. Gavin ahead here to Cole Campbell across the timeline. Now over to Grayson. Grayson now to Caden Trotter. Trotter to Gavin. Gavin gets a screen from Trotter, being guarded by Alex Carr. Gavin drives. Steps back, picks up his dribble to Carter on the baseline. Now to Campbell. Now to Gavin. 6:10 remaining here in the game. Over to Cole Campbell. Campbell dribbles near the top of the key. Guarded by Harrison Hagan. Sends it up. Nope. Picks up his dribble. Sends it down low to Grayson Burleson. Jumper in the lane, and he gets it. Grayson's got 6, and Summertown retakes the lead, 55-54. Over to Harrison Hagan. Now to Reynolds. Reynolds off the glass, rolls home. And it's a 56-55 Lawrence County lead. Jake Smith now ahead to Grayson Burleson. Burleson jumper at the free throw line. Front iron no good. Knocked out of bounds by Luke Boswell. Stays with Summertown. After a rough first half, Grayson Burleson's got 6. Elijah Reynolds catching fire as well here for Lawrence County. He's got 11. Cole Campbell sends it in down low to Trotter. Trotter goes up, rejected by Boswell. Coming back the other way. It's Luke Maddox. Regains it, dribbles it out, and sends it over to Alex Carr. Now in the corner, Blake Long's going to try a 3. Rattles out, no good, and the rebound comes out to Jake Smith, and Luke Maddox is going to pick up his 4th. Team's 5th. No free throws yet. Still a few away. As Jacabry Stevenson now going to check into the game for Luke Maddox, who has had trouble with fouls so far in this one. He's the only one with 4. On the other side, you got Harrison Gobble, Grayson Burleson, and Caden Trotter each with 3. No one has more than 2 through Lawrence County outside of Maddox. Gavin Burleson has it here, guarded by Alex Carr, now being trapped. Now sends it over to Grayson. Grayson in the corner to Cole Campbell. To Grayson. Thinks about 3, pulls it down. Over to Gavin. Gavin now dribbles the top of the key over to Jake Smith. Now to Trotter. Trotter had 2 open eagles on the baseline, didn't see him. Now to Gavin. Gavin, step back 3. Back iron, no good, and Blake Long comes down with the rebound. And now Luke Boswell sends it back to Blake Long. Long over to Alex Carr across the timeline. 4:45 remaining. Carr over to Long. Over in the corner, Jacabry Stevenson for 3. Rattles out, no good. Reynolds tries to come down with the rebound and can't. And it's going to head out to Summertown. We have had 13 lead changes, all in the second half in this game. Cole Campbell now across the timeline ahead to Gavin Burleson. Drives. Loses that one, and Luke Boswell comes up with it. And sends over to Alex Carr. Carr moving. Layup. Up. He gets fouled. And Jake Smith is going to pick up his second as the team's third. And Carr's going to go to the line to shoot two. First time today, Alex Carr is going to go to the free throw line, trying to make it extend the lead at least out to two, maybe out to three, as the official wipes off the sweaty ball. Spins it, and we're ready to play. Face throwing it to the crowd, now we're ready to play. 2 shots coming up here for Alex Carr. 4:28 remaining. Lawrence County leading at 56-55. First free throw from Carr is up. Back iron, no good. This team is 3 of 12 so far in the game. All 3 have been made by Luke Boswell. Next free throw from Carr is up. Back iron, no good, and Trotter comes down with the rebound. 3 of 13 from the free throw line are the Wildcats. Caden Trotter has it at the wing, sends over to Gavin Burleson. Gets that one knocked away, good defense by Blake Long. 4:18 remaining here, Summertown trailing by 1. Gavin now lobs it over to Campbell. Campbell sends it over to Gavin Burleson at the top of the key, guarded by Alex Carr, who has been on him for the most part here in the second half. Play called out by Wes Long, sends it over to Cole Campbell. Campbell guarded by Blake Long. Tough man-to-man here, and Campbell's going to fall down, and a delay. If Campbell doesn't fall down, that's not a foul against Blake Long. That's the 16th foul against Lawrence County. You're not going to call it when he's doing all the other stuff. Don't call it when he falls down. Now over to Cole Campbell. Campbell now driving to his left. Hands it over to Gavin Burleson. Gavin, drive, steps back. Sends it now over to Jake Smith in the corner for 3 in the lead, and he does! It's a 2-point Summertown lead, 58-56, 3:45 remaining. Carr across the timeline. Joe Wilson takes off his jacket over his polo. As Elijah Reynolds is going to try a deep 3 for the lead. Front iron, no good. Rebound comes out to Cole Campbell. 2-point Eagle lead, 3:25 remaining. Now Campbell going to cross the timeline. Man-to-man put on here by Lawrence County. Campbell now over to Gavin Burleson. Gavin drives. Driving the baseline. Goes up. Fouled on the play, and he's going to go to the line to shoot 2. And Reynolds is going to pick up his third, and that's the team's 7th. So it's going to be at least a 1-on-1 from here on out for Summertown. Gavin is 7 of 10 from the free throw line here. He's got 27 points. 22 of those came in the first half. First free throw from Gavin is up and doesn't make it. 3:09 remaining here. Harrison Hagan, Kate Schultz checking into the game for Jacabry Stevenson and Blake Long. 3:09 remaining here. It's a 2-point Summertown lead. Next free throw here from Gavin is up. And he hits it. 8 of 12 from the free throw line. He's got 28. It's a 59-56 Summertown lead. We've got 14 lead changes in this game, all of them in the second half. Kate Schultz now over to Alex Carr. Carr barking out the play now over to Kate Schultz. Schultz getting the screen here from Elijah Reynolds over to Carr. Carr over to Harrison Hagan. Hagan now back to Carr. Carr going to try a 3 to tie it, and he hits it. Carr has got 13 in the game. We're all knotted up at 59 apiece. Joe Wilson calls a timeout, and with that, we'll take a break here as well on the X Sports Network. And back here, we're all knotted up at 59 apiece. 2:44 remaining in this contest. A great matchup here between 2 longtime rivals in Summertown and Lawrence County. Cole Campbell now for the Eagles, sends over to Grayson Burleson. Grayson sends over, intercepted by Elijah Reynolds. Reynolds now dribbles it back out. Sends over to Cade Schultz. 2:30 remaining. Now out to Harrison Hagan at the Summertown logo. Now over to Alex Carr at the wing. There's now 20 turnovers against Summertown. They're going to take their time here. Cade Schultz. In the screen from Elijah Reynolds. Over to Carr. Carr pulls it down to Harrison Hagan. Hagan, skip pass over to Schultz, who saves it. His foot is very close to the line. Now to Luke Boswell. Boswell out the Carr. Carr thinks about three, pulls it down. To Schultz, he will try a three for the lead. Rattles out, no good. Cole Campbell comes down with the rebound. Moving ahead quickly, Gavin Burleson. Gavin drives, and Reynolds is going to pick up the foul, his fourth, team's eighth, and Gavin's going to go back to the line to shoot two. (59-59), 1:58 remaining, and Gavin Burleson, who is 8 of 12 from the free throw line, has a chance to give the Eagles another lead. This one's up and doesn't go. He looks exhausted out there, and he has played his rear end off in this one, but he's going to need a little bit more if they're going to pull this one out. Next one from Gavin is up. No good. But the rebound comes out to Caden Trotter. He gets it. That one's no good. Reynolds comes down with the rebound, sends it out to Alex Carr. Now ahead, Carr. Beautiful behind the back move, crossing the timeline. Carr dribbles. Sends it down low to Luke Boswell, and Boswell's going to get fouled by Caden Trotter. Trotter's going to pick up his fourth, only the team's fourth here of the second half. So Lawrence County will take it out to the left of the basket here, 1:44 remaining. Game tied at 59. Schultz looking for somebody, sends it over to Hagan. Hagan now over to Carr. Carr drives, kicks it out to Reynolds for three in the lead. No good. Rebound, Luke Boswell, stolen away by Jake Smith. Good defense there by Jake Smith as Boswell came down with the rebound. Now ahead is Gavin Burleson. 1:25 remaining. Gavin steps back, sends it over, and West Lawn's going to call a timeout before this gets crazy. He calls his third. It's a full timeout. We'll take a break here. Game tied at 59 here on the X Sports Network. Rebound comes out to Alex Carr. Carr loses it on the floor. Jump ball situation, and it goes out to Summertown. 13th turnover against the Eagles, against the Wildcats. And Summertown will have it. 40.6 remaining, game tied at 61. Gavin Burleson now into Grayson. Press put on here, now back to Gavin. Gavin crossing the timeline. Now over to Grayson Burleson, 30 seconds remaining. Now over to Gavin. Wes Long says, everyone get out of the way. This is going to be Gavin on Cade. 20 seconds remaining. He's going to play for the final shot. Fans are on their feet here at the Nest. Get your popcorn ready, ladies and gentlemen. This one's coming down to the wire. Gavin dribbling it out. 10 seconds remaining. Picked up his dribble. Sends it to Cole. Now to Gavin. 7 seconds. He drives. No, goes out to his right. Fade away at the buzzer. Misses everything off of Jake Smith. Goes out of bounds. And we are heading into overtime, tied up at 61 apiece. Wow, what a great contest between these two. And when we return, it'll be time for overtime here on the X Sports Network. Going to bring it across the timeline, over to Elijah Reynolds. Reynolds over to Carr. Carr now to Luke Boswell, out to Schultz in the corner to Hagan for three in the lead. No good. Rebound comes out to Gavin Burleson. Burleson ahead. Then he loses out when Carr comes up with it. 22nd turnover against the Eagles. And this one, Carr now has it. Over to Hagan. Hagan driving the baseline. Now out to Schultz. Schultz for three in the lead. Rattles out, no good. Caden Trotter comes down with the rebound. Now to Jake Smith, over to Gavin Burleson. 3:20, and this one's stolen away by Elijah Reynolds. Jump ball, and it's going to go to Summertown. Summertown's going to stay with this one off the jump ball. Good defense there by Elijah Reynolds. Just put the ball in, come on. As Cole Campbell throws it in to Gavin Burleson. Gavin now sends it over to Caden Trotter. Trotter now sends it over to Jake Smith. And Smith, falling down on the place, Kate Schultz. And that one's intercepted by Harrison Hagan. Hagan ahead, over to Schultz. Jumper for the lead, no good. And the rebound comes out to Cole Campbell, and too much by Elijah Reynolds. He goes over the top, and he is going to foul out. It's the 10th team foul of the second half. And I believe Cole Campbell's going to go to the line to shoot two. Too aggressive on that play was Reynolds. And Campbell's going to go to the line for a chance to give Summertown the lead. Campbell's got 6 in the game. First one from Campbell is up, and he misses. 3:03 remaining here, and now Luke Maddox, he's going to check in for Kate Schultz. And now the official notices one spot on the sideline that was probably been there the whole game. The little things that they pick up at the worst possible times is this guys standing, waiting on the free throw line to try to give his team the lead. All about you, pal, all about you. Here comes Campbell. Free throw for the lead, and he knocks it down. Campbell's got 7. 62-61, the Summertown lead. Hagan for 3 in the lead. No good. Rebound, Luke Boswell. Up and in. He gives Lawrence County the lead. 63-62, Wildcats lead it. 2:45 remaining. Grayson Burleson over to Jake Smith. Smith over to Grayson. Grayson almost intercepted by Reynolds. Now to Grayson. Grayson, floater. No good. Coming out the rebound, Caden Trotter throws it up. No good. Luke Maddox, no, Alex Carr comes down with the rebound. Carr now moving ahead, team leading by 1. Carr, layup, no. Over to Maddox, over to Hagan. Hagan to Reynolds. Reynolds for 3. Knocks it down! Elijah Reynolds makes it a 2-possession game, 66-62. I thought Reynolds fouled out. He didn't. That was only his 4th, not his 5th. And now Burleson for 3. He rattles it home. Grayson Burleson knocks it down, and Westlawn's going to call a timeout. 2:03 remaining here in overtime. Summertown leading this one 66-65. We'll just keep it right here for the time being. We apologize for what happened there at the end of the second half. Our internet timed out. We have a loaded nest here, and sometimes that happens, but you didn't really miss anything there at the end of the game. Now we're back up here for overtime. Grayson Burleson, over 30 points in this one, I believe. I thought Elijah Reynolds had fouled out earlier. He didn't. That was only his 4th, not his 5th. And he hit a 3 to give Lawrence County a 4-point lead before Gavin Burleson made it a 1-point lead. 2:03 remaining here in the 4th quarter as Alex Carr gets the inbounds from Harrison Hagan. His team leading by 1, 66-65. Under 2 to play. Harrison Hagan now to Elijah Reynolds. Reynolds now over to Carr. Carr steps up. Over to Hagan. Over to Reynolds. He's going to try another 3. No good. And the rebound comes out to Jake Smith. Reynolds, a little bit too much confidence there. As now Grayson Burleson has it. Sends over to Jake Smith. Smith drives. In the corner. Gobble to Campbell for 3 in the lead. And he knocks it down. Cole Campbell gives Summertown a 2-point lead, 68-66. Reynolds now down low to Luke Boswell. Boswell over to Luke Maddox. He's going to try a 3 for the lead. No good off the wires, and that one's going to go out of bounds to Summertown. 68-66 is the Summertown lead. 1:19 remaining in overtime. What a game we have had here, folks. A packed nest, rivalry, bragging rights on the line. They'll meet up again in January, but this one is living up to the hype. Gavin Burleson now has it. Over to Grayson. Grayson sends it across the timeline over to Cole Campbell. Campbell now sends it over to Gavin Burleson in the corner for 3, and he knocks it down. Gavin Burleson gives the Eagles their largest lead of the game, 71-66. Carr dribbles across the timeline, under a minute remaining. Hagan over to Reynolds. Reynolds going to try a 3 to cut into the lead, and he knocks it down. Reynolds with the answer. Joe Wilson's going to call his 4th timeout. And Lawrence County has trimmed the lead to 2, 71-69. We'll keep it right here as well. Full timeout called there by Joe Wilson. His team led as many by 17 in the first half. Summertown got it to 3 by halftime, won by the end of the 3rd quarter. We were tied at 61 at the 4th. Now we're in overtime. The Summertown leading by 2, 71-69, 52.1 seconds remaining in this one. I'm almost out of breath in this one. and out of a voice. What a great, exciting contest we had in this one. The girls, the Lady Eagles, defeated Lawrence County in the first game, 67-38, and the Eagle Boys trying to make it a Friday night sweep. But Lawrence County not going to go away. A very tough defense that has forced 23 turnovers so far in this game. Only have 13 turnovers of their own as the press is set up here from the Wildcats. 52.1 seconds remaining. Joe Wilson barking out the orders here. Grayson Burleson sends it into Jake Smith across the timeline. Smith's going to take it, dribbles it back out. And he sends it over to Caden Trotter. Beautiful pass to Gavin Burleson, who knocks down the layup. Hagan now in the car. 4-point lead for the Eagles. Carr dribbles. In the corner, Luke Maddox knocked out of bounds by Cole Campbell. 33.6 seconds remaining, 73-69 is the Eagle lead. What a game. Reynolds now to Hagan. Hagan over to Carr. Carr, 30 seconds remaining. He's going to try a three. No good. Gavin Burleson comes down with the rebound. And he's going to get fouled on the play by Luke Maddox. I believe that's going to be the 5th against Maddox. And it is, as Kate Schultz gets ready to check back in. And Gavin's going to go across the way for free throw attempts 15 and 16. He's 8 of 14 from the free throw line here tonight. What a game by Gavin Burleson. This free throw was up, and he knocks it down. Here comes the next free throw from Gavin. This one's up. Rattles out, no good. Luke Boswell comes down with the rebound. 5-point Summertown lead. Carr ahead quickly. Tries a three. No good. Rebound comes out to Cole Campbell. Campbell brings it ahead here to Gavin Burleson. 10 seconds remaining. Gavin dribbles around. Drives the baseline. And he's going to dribble out. And that's going to be the end of the game. What a great come-from-behind win by Summertown in this one to win it 74-69. They overcome their loss on Tuesday to Rogers and improve to 11-1 overall. Lawrence County drops to 7-2. What a great contest between these two sides. A lot of great action back and forth. No chippiness between the two. What a great job here from both sides. What a great game. Instant classic. I hope you guys go back on Facebook and YouTube and watch that one over and over again. It is absolutely worth it. West Lawn celebrating here for Summertown. Final score here from the Nest. The Summertown boys pick up their 11th win of the season, 74-69. This is AJ Good for the X Sports Network. I'm going to be taking a break here for the next week to go visit my family in the great state of West Virginia. From my family here at the X Sports Network and my personal family here in Lawrence County and back home in West Virginia, we like to wish you guys a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and awesome holidays. And we'll see you guys December 28th at Richland High School for the Richland Christmas Tournament. Once again, this is AJ Good on the X Sports Network.
Going the distance with local sports. Covering the Loretto Mustangs, Summertown Eagles, and Lawrence County Wildcats. Basketball, football, baseball, and more. This is the X Sports Network.